Namaste, angels. This is the weekly love reading for the period of Sunday, July 22nd through Saturday, July 28th. And another month is about to bite the dust. So a couple things happened this week. Right away, we start with, on Sunday, the feast day of Mary Magdalene on the Christian calendar. I know a lot of the Divine Feminine have a connection to Mary Magdalene. So, you know, that one particularly celebrated by a few of us, or at least she as an ascended master, particularly celebrated by many of us. So that's interesting, and you can find out more detail about that and everything else I'm about to go over on the general reading. Of course, every week during the general reading is where I go over these things, you know, sort of at length. So later in the week, also on the Christian calendar, on Wednesday, I think it is the feast day of Saint James the Apostle. So this will be the Apostle. This will be James the Greater. There's two, obviously there are two James. So the other is the lesser. This one is the brother of John. So together, the two of them make up the Sons of Thunder. So you may have heard of those. Is his feast day. And then on Thursday, so immediately following, that's the 25th was James. The 26th is the feast day of Saints Anne and Joaquin, Mary, mother of Jesus's parents. And the 27th is both the full moon, 4 degrees Aquarius, so 11/11, as well as the feast day of the 15th of Av is how it would be said in English. And what that is, that's the Hebrew soulmate day that I've been talking about. So it's a very special day. I kind of likened it to Valentine's Day the other day, but I think, like I said, like Holy Valentine's Day, it's highly recognized. It is considered the #1 celebration in the, you know, on the Hebrew calendar. Like Yom Kippur is second to this holiday. So it's very special. And so some of you may, you know, meet your soulmate, reunite with your soulmate, have very special, you know, period of growth and interaction and getting to know each other and understand each other better on a deeper level this week. So all that's awesome. And then we haven't even gotten to the celestial system yet. So on that note, on the 22nd also, so the same day as the feast day of Mary Magdalene at 5:00 p.m., the sun enters Leo. So that's exciting. Mercury also there in Leo, been there for a while. Then speaking of Mercury, on the 26th at 1:02 a.m., Mercury goes retrograde, also in Leo. All right, 23 degrees Leo. And then on the 27th, again, the next day, the full moon and total lunar eclipse, 4 degrees Aquarius, 45. So this is, again, the same day as the 15th of Av. So all of this really, really strong energy, like just converging upon itself. Can you imagine what this weekend is going to be like? Now, if you watch the general, or maybe I should say when you watch the general, because you really should, there's a lot of love and motion in the general. And that is expected to be the case in general and overall, coming from that full moon in Aquarius. It's supposed to send like every zodiac sign topsy-turvy, you know, into like their emotions. So we'll see what happens, and we'll go over that further when I do our full moon reading. But all that stuff said, I'm going to get to the dice now and start this reading. Beginning with this 50-50. You know, one person can't do everything, can't carry the whole load. We each got to put in some effort, equal effort. There needs to be balance, equity. Spend money also. And a weekend away. Get to plan, and maybe that's on what you're going to spend money. Spirit says cocktail. Also, forget it. Like any kind of hang-ups or inhibitions, I think forget it, leave it in the past. Also, sex. Our opening message this week, well, beginning with knowing without knowing. So this sounds to be about like clairsentience and claircognizance and intuition, gut feelings, and, you know, just our heart speaking. I'm not going to read this one, but I'll take the first one. Ah. Oh, wow. Look at the number. And all this blue is all I saw in the general reading. Again, it was a bunch of love and emotion, a bunch of cups cards, water cards. This card is called Her Grace, and it's card number 17 equals 8. So we're starting that already. I'll read this one from the book as I do over every week. This will be our opening message. The goddess is awakening within your life. It may be within your own, within a sensual deepening of a relationship with your own body, or with the body of another, through expanding creativity, a sudden burst of a feeling that you cannot logically explain, a desire to move, to dance, to express yourself, to sing, to write music, to draw, to play in nature, to swim, and to collect shells and lie on your back in the moonlight, gazing at the stars. Let her reach you. She's calling to you from the ancient times, calling you to allow her more deeply into your life. Celebrate the divine feminine. Did I just use those words? I said people like to celebrate Mary Magdalene as the divine feminine. I think I did, or I was thinking it if I didn't say it out loud. She is coming to life for you. Whether man or woman, your life is about to be touched by her magic, never to be the same again. This oracle brings you a message. There's a woman who brings divine blessing into your life, who's trying to connect with you more deeply. The blessing may be one that is obvious or one that's hidden in a challenge. The woman may be your own body if you're female, or your own inner feminine if you're male. It may be a spiritual or a physical being, the great mother, your lover, your sister, or your dearest friend. It may be a woman yet unknown to you, but who holds a soul contract with you, an agreement predestined to awaken you. This sounds really appropriate for Soulmate Week, huh? I think so. Especially for those who may not have met yet, or at least not on this level. The empowerment will come to you not by rejecting what is offered by this feminine presence, but by embracing it and finding your truth through it. This is exciting because it means you're growing. You're entering into the feminine temples of wisdom and finding a home there. I was born long before our time, and yet my time with you is something new. For you awaken in me a spirit that was longing for release, waiting for your touch. I thought I was safe to stay inside the boundaries and the walls I carried with me. You touched all of me, and we walked outside the lines together. I'm going to go to a spread from the perspective of the divine masculine, beginning with Embrace, which is like a temperance card for me and represents the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius, like temperance does in the tarot. Also, you can see all this red and this fire. It looks like a couple in a tight hug, which I love, but really it's one person's inner masculine and feminine. So it also sounds a lot like our opening message just now, coming into balance, perhaps through meditation. Embrace and inner child. This is still that period of healing in preparation for, the full solar eclipse. This week is the full lunar eclipse. Inner child and Uranus coming into play in the energy of Aquarius, like our full moon. The star represents Aquarius in the tarot. This woman has, or this child rather, this little girl, has a star on each of these 3 communication centers, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and her crown chakra. So she needs to communicate something, maybe to you, or maybe it's something that you need to get out of you and to, address once and for all with someone else. This is like the energy of the 6 of Cups, kind of. Again, represents the sign of Aquarius for me, but also water too. Water comes into play. Earth comes into play with all this green, this blue. And, you know, not just Aquarius, but the other Earths, the other air signs rather as well. Gemini, Libra. Embrace and blessings. So I mentioned Mary Magdalene, as well as this Mary and her parents having a celebration, a feast day this week. Good old Saints Joaquin and Anne. Hopefully that will bring us some blessings and love. Blessings and answer prayer. More energy of Aquarius. Also Scorpio joining the party. So you could say air and water. But, you know, if we want to be more specific, most specifically for me, Aquarius and Scorpio here with this butterfly. Answer prayer is pretty straightforward. And opposite blessings, isn't that amazing? Blessings, one more. And balance, more air and water. And about the need to work on healing. So sort of like the energy with which we started, you know, that I said was temperance and seeking balance, that one person's inner masculine and feminine trying to, you know, work out the fact that it's 50-50, you know, so neither side can do everything. We need to sort of be neutral in the middle. And that's what this person is doing too, this young man here. And with a feminine, or perhaps his feminine half, helping him to do so. And he too has like he has orbs instead of stars, placed very strategically over his communication centers as well. Throat chakra, third eye chakra, and crown chakra. It looks like he has something to say too. Blessings. I'm gonna cut. And enchantment, more healing, particularly from Venus and Mars, head to toe. Venus, of course, ruler of Libra, Taurus, and Gemini. Mars, ruler of Aries and Scorpio. Jupiter currently in Scorpio. Chiron currently retrograde in Aries. This is about healing. Chiron, the wounded healer, retrograde in Aries. So it could definitely be connected to this young woman who is in full surrender, allowing herself to be healed. Awesome. The overall energy is abundance. Really, really appropriate. There's a lot of that in the general reading too. I really think you're going to enjoy the general if you check it out. Especially if you're not, you know, in the mood for love, you know, but there's a lot of love too. So you're going to, whatever you're in the mood for, you're going to find it in the general. You're in the mood for money, you're in the mood for love, you're in the mood for, you know, just to find out what the general energy is. You're going to find out all of that, all of the above. This card, pretty straightforward too, represents Venus for me and, you know, the planet of abundance. She is the planet of abundance in all forms, including love, money, the material, the earthly. This indicates a need to spend some time outside with her, you know, sharing with her, and that helps to open up the flow to this abundance. Divine Feminine. Oops, my eagle fell. Divine Feminine. The masculine about the feminine this week, about himself and the union as a whole. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender, you know, one of those toward the union this week, what he himself is willing to, what the universe would have the two to do, and the outcome. Divine Feminine, this embrace card. So this is what we're working on, and we may be feeling this energy. It may be Jupiter, you know, now that Jupiter's gone direct, especially, it may be Jupiter that's pushing us to sort of get, you know, balanced out and prepared for abundance. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and karma, or luck, as some would, you know, have it. Fortune, global things, everything bigger and better. So we first have to, like, be prepared, be healed, you know, to the extent that we're able to receive. So that's what the feminine should be working on this week. The energy of Jupiter and Sagittarius, well, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, but also connected to Jupiter are the fixed signs: Leo, which again the sun enters this week; Scorpio, where Jupiter is currently located; Aquarius, where our full moon will be; and Taurus as well. The masculine, as it relates to the feminine this week, oh, he's afraid. Fear, ego, pride, regret, resentment. They're all coming out at me. Sigh. But this can be healed too. I just wasn't, necessarily expecting it after, again, what I saw in the general. Although there was some Three of Swords and there was some pain that had to get, had to be moved beyond. So it makes sense. At the same time, it does make sense. The masculine about himself, he's got baggage that he's walking around with. And he needs to drop like a hot fucking rock. So people have gotten used to me saying that now. They look forward to it, from what I understand. You can see that they're the same colors. And I'm sure that the fear is connected to the fact that he's walking around with these old things. And so that's why when I picked up this card, all those things that I said were coming out of here, not just fear. It's because they're here. Those of you who've seen my readings before and seen me work with this card before and pick it up, I say it can be anything in our lives that we need to let go of and move forward without, that this card represents. But I typically feel emotions more so than anything. I do feel what I just spouted off here. I feel regret. I feel resentment. I feel the inability to forgive. I feel, past relationships and past hurt. And we need to drop all that stuff. Let it burn. Let it burn, as Usher would say. Or Usher did say, right? I think that you should let it burn. When the feeling ain't the same, your body don't want to. You got to let it go, right? The party ain't jumping like it used to. Let whatever gives you that feeling, drop it like it is hot. Not in a good way, in a bad way. It's hot. It's going to burn a hole through your hand if you don't let it go. And only take with you the golden memories, the positive things, the lessons learned moving forward. That's the key to releasing this fear. Well, it's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? If you let go of the fear, that will enable you and strengthen you to drop this stuff. If you drop this stuff, the fear is released, so it doesn't really matter which one you do first. The masculine about the union as a whole, still in this theme of fire, this whole row here, fire, and I would say connected to Jupiter. Could be Mars too. Mars is where Aquarius is located, or Mars is located in Aquarius right now. Retrograde as well, by the way. Eternal flame. So this is how he's feeling about the union still, despite the fear and those other emotions that he's dealing with. Eternal flame. And these emotions may be coming up because of that. Because of that moon. As I was saying in the beginning, as I understand it, the full moon and full lunar eclipse is going to stir up everybody's emotions. And it would be connected to Mars. Because again, it's an Aquarius full moon and eclipse. And Mars is in Aquarius. Mars, the masculine planet of love, the planet of action, planet of aggression, right? And aggressively pursuing one's passions, leadership. So that's probably from where this fire is all coming from. The red planet. Overall, more fire. And Guardian, we're not alone. We're not alone. We can, we got some heavy stuff to tackle here. Or some hot button issues, as they say. But we're not alone. And if we feel we need further support, it's there to just have to ask for it. More fire. What would the masculine have the feminine do this week toward the union that would I don't even have to finish my sentence. Forgiveness. It's connected to this golden memories, to this stuff that he has to drop. And that's why he's afraid. There's been hurt. And there might be, I'm feeling there's still stuff that most of us don't know, myself included. Like painful shit. Painful shit. That, you know, still needs to come forth with. And I think that's why that man in the balance card a few minutes ago with the orbs over his throat chakra, third eye chakra, and crown chakra, he looked so sad. And like he had, you know, he had something to say, like from deep within. And, you know, that the feminine, she was trying to console him. And that didn't seem to necessarily be helping. Although at the same time, it was the feeling of he was happy that she was there and didn't want her to go. And I think that that's, you know, what's coming through for me for the collective this week. So feminine, what he would have you do, what the masculine would have you do is to please forgive him. Forgive yourself. Maybe you did something fucked up too. You know, we're not above it. We're not perfect. What is the masculine willing to do this week toward the union? Physical body. And I, forgive me. Well, first of all, more fire. But I feel this is more metaphorical, but it will be like washing away, like cleansing himself is what he's willing to do. People used to cleanse things with fire. And I think that that's what it's going to be, like a metaphorical cleansing with fire and healing. And he may work specifically with the solar plexus and sacral chakras too. What would the universe have the two to do, work on? Answered prayer. And when you see the blessings coming in, you know, be thankful for them. Just say a quick thank you to the universe, to God, and whatever you believe, you know, however you believe. To me, the universe and God are the same thing. But what, you know, whatever you choose to acknowledge the source as, just say thanks. Even if that's yourself. For some people, they consider them, you know, it's themselves. Thank your higher self or whatever. But so that's how being appreciative and being in this sort of attitude of gratitude, as they say, is how we continue the flow of abundance as well. And the outcome, boom, blessings. How beautiful was that spread? I feel like it took me up and down too, as far as emotions. And I guess it just illustrated what we have to look forward to over the week. That was, you know, a depiction of people's emotions being high. So let's look also from a perspective of the universe with the hashtag creepy deck. Those of you who are newer to the channel, why I call this the hashtag creepy deck. I've been calling it that so long, I don't even remember what the actual name is. Some kind of love oracle, somebody, a mirror love oracle. I think it's a mirror love oracle. Anyway, when I got these cards, they just had a really funky energy on them. And my younger child, she's a Scorpio, so you know they're super naturally intuitive and psychic. But she is psychic in general, like me. Like I've been psychic all my life. I thought it was just something I inherited from my mother, who's also a Scorpio and was always psychic too. Turns out there's more to it, perhaps. But in any case, my daughter could feel, and she's like, "Ooh, what are those?" Like, you know, just really nasty energy that they gave off. But I continued to use. She was like, "Don't use them," and I had clients that could feel it. Clients and also just subscribers and viewers. You know, people that I've never met that weren't necessarily clients, but they just watch my videos, the free ones that I put on YouTube, and they'd say like, "Yeah, don't use those. Oh my goodness, like it's coming through the screen." And then on top of that, that's why that's why I call them creepy, because of that. But on top of that, another reason why I did not like them is because the author, there's a twin flame card in here, twin flame. And twin flames, it's the sort of like the street name, the nickname for what are actually divine unions made up of the illumined and the elect of the scriptures and the prophecies. The ancient texts were not called twin flames. They're called the illumined, the elect. But there's a twin flame card in this deck. So those of us who are actually divine beings, we know what that means. The description in the book says like an effortless relationship. I think that is the quote, an effortless relationship. And I said, wow, this person doesn't even know what a twin flame is. It's not an effortless relationship. Anybody that is one knows that that's not true. So I just felt like, they just combined with the way that they made us feel and the energy that was coming off of them. But at the same time, the way that I read them, because I'm capable of reading, pretty much anything, it has brought different energy to them, and people have come to enjoy them. So that was the story. I'm sorry for those of you who already knew it and had to sit through it again. So anyway, I'm beginning with short-term heartbreak or short-term pain. It's temporary. And opening up to Ice Queen. And here we have like a representation for me of Venus and or ice signs. The winter signs, the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Can be representative of, Mercurian energy too. It could be masculine. It isn't just because it's a female on here. It can still be him too. And again, Mercury currently located in Leo. This is not a lion, it's a tiger, but still. Ice Queen and past love. So that short-term heartbreak may be connected to a past love, and that can be the divine couple, or that can be somebody else in your life. Doesn't even necessarily have to be romantic love, just something that's getting in the way, that's causing pain right now, that's preventing it's become an obstacle to your romantic life, your love life. Opening to Beauty Queen, which is another representation for me of Venus, because Venus, the planet and goddess, not only of love and money, but also of beauty and popularity and confidence and esteem, like all the things that make us strong and passionate and awesome. Beauty Queen and new love. Well, full moons and lunar eclipses are all about endings, but where there's an ending, there's always a new beginning. So that's from where the new love would come. And here comes the karmic energy. Brunette female. She does represent the karmic energy for me in this deck. Maybe an actual female in your life that is, a negative factor, a toxic relationship, or represents a toxic relationship. Opening to fun times opposite new love. This can be like the fun times opposite new love can be spending time together, actually having fun, living it up, whooping it up. Or it can be like the honeymoon phase of a relationship. Fun times, how everything is fun and you're real giddy in the beginning. Opening up to control, however, which is probably connected to that karmic energy. I say karmic in air quotes because technically even the divine unions or twin flame relationships are karmic too. Karmic just means of the universe, like destined, and that there's probably some sort of lesson in it. That's all karmic means. It doesn't mean bad. It doesn't mean, it's not a derogatory term like it's come to be known. Anyway, control is bad though. It's negative. It's manipulation. Somebody being pulled around by, their heartstrings or their purse strings or something here. Control, I'm going to cut. That would be the opposite of Aquarius energy. Aquarius, all about freedom and humanitarianism, like save the world and shit like that, So that's definitely the opposite of manipulation and being tied up and bound. Opening to gifts. I do think there will be an increase in spiritual gifts this week as we go through those emotions and heal, we ascend. Overall energy is Ice King. And how appropriate is this? Again, Mercury. Wow. Did you see that? The camera just jumped up and down. Both my hands are here. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Mercury. Mercury, ruler of electronics, you know, so we're not actually in retrograde yet, but as soon as he steps into his shadow, approaching retrograde, you know, it's on. The stuff starts to happen. So, okay. Thanks, Mercury, for showing up to the reading. Mercury, this guy typically from this deck represents Mars for me, and he'll still continue to represent Mars also. But right now, I'm getting this Mercury from him. And again, Mercury not only going retrograde this week, but retrograde in Leo. So how appropriate is this? This card representative of the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, also maybe Virgo, although not of the ice element, but ruled by Mercury too. So affected by this too. Also, of course, Leo. And then it brings in Mars too. So Aries, Scorpio. And speaking of the destiny that I was talking about, I don't know why I was guided to just open up the cards because this is our overall energy, but I was. And so I was meant to show you guys this destiny happening this week. Divine couple. Recent past. Masculine higher self. Near future. Blocks to the union. What the feminine can do, what the masculine can do. Further advice from the universe. What it will help you with this week. Specifically. Not that it's not going to help you with other stuff too, but very specifically what will help you with. And the outcome. Divine couple. Passion and more of this fire energy. There's going to be fire, passions burning. I like it. I'm excited. Recent past, what brought this on? Friendship, starting with a new foundation, a new, stability and healthy starting point for the relationship that can grow into something better and something much larger. Maybe even marriage with this wedding band here. Near future. Long distance. I don't feel it in the terms of separation though, although I suppose it could happen. You know, I think if it's anything, it's people coming from a long distance and ships coming in. Ships coming in, that abundance coming in. Might require a little bit of patience though. Long distance, and also relationships going the distance. Again, starting out as friends, maybe even be able to married one day. Masculine's higher self. Young male. I feel for most, this is the masculine himself. This is not him like with, his son on his mind or whatever. This is his energy. This sort of youthful and laid back. And for some, he's actually going to be younger, obviously. Blocks to the union this week. Wallflower. Okay. So those of you who've seen me read this card before, you know that I start to hear that song. If you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. And it's particularly poignant this week because that 15th of Av, the soulmate day, the way that King Solomon had it celebrated was he would have these huge dances. And so anybody that, was seeking a mate, you went there and you danced and you chose. So I think that this has special meaning this week. Like if you get the chance to sit it out or to dance and, find love, I hope you dance. Don't be this wallflower because that's going to be an obstacle to you. That's not going to be, helpful to you as an individual or to the union. What can the feminine do here to help? Freedom. This is the energy of Aquarius. Freedom seeking, humanitarianism. Just not being all, wrapped up too tight and wanting to be by the book and restrictive. Like, let your hair down this week and just go with the flow, feminine. Like, no rules. No rules this week. What can the masculine do? New love. Just start over. Fuck it, start over. Dump your hot bag of shit and, you know, start anew, start fresh. You're empty-handed at that point, right? You're lighter. You can take on a new situation and start fresh. Further advice from the universe. What will the universe help us with this week specifically? With this control and breaking free. With getting this freedom. And it's mirroring this card here, the freedom. Helping us to break free from like restriction. And the outcome. Work. Progress. Reward for our efforts is what it's going to be. Abundance, basically. What comes from work. This also represents the earth signs for me. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Do another spread with the Angel Tarot, beginning with the Three of Air. So this is the pain and hurt that I told you I was feeling. Also, I meant to say at the beginning of the reading, I felt like things lost or stolen as it relates to our joy. And joy that has been lost or stolen. Let me put it that way. Restored this week too. I started to feel it first when I opened the cards. I think I opened to like the Seven of Air upside down. Now this deck doesn't have reversals, but I was made to notice that it was upside down and it was opposite the Four of Wands upright. And I said, oh, and then I, shuffled, and then I had this Three of Air opposite that Four of Wands. And I said there was loss. Joy was stolen, was taken, was lost, but we're getting it. It's being restored. This week is what I felt. So anyway, great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. And right away after my story, opening up to the Two of Fire. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. Two Twos of Fire showed up in the general reading. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give too much of it away. But this is the love reading. So this relates to love here, not other partnerships. These are love partnerships. And the Two of Fire, of course, or Two of Wands, as it's commonly called, the Divine Union card or Twin Flame card of the Tarot. So where there was loss and hurt there, it's joy being restored. Just like that, the Three of Swords gone. Opening to the Seven of Fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. But choose your battles wisely. We're not going to fight every fight. But you have the warrior spirit to do so if you chose to. Two of Fire. Keeping with the theme of fire, the Page of Fire is outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous, and absolutely represents the sign of Sagittarius for me. Can be, of course, one of the other fire signs too. Direct fire signs, Leo, Aries, maybe a Scorpio, and particularly if it's one of the others and not Sagittarius, maybe someone younger, more youthful, like young male. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. So new opportunity coming your way. Two of Fire. And the Five of Air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. So this is drama. This is bullshit. This is somebody trying to throw a monkey wrench into your program, as they say. Maybe because they're mad about this. So watch your back. That could be something else that comes out this week too. People that are not really your friend. And opening to the Three of Earth could be this a third wheel. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. On a more positive note, similar to work, on which we just ended, and I said it was about effort. It was about reward for the work that we do. That's what the Three of Earth is about too. It's abundance that is earned specifically. It's not just abundance that like comes out of nowhere, falls out of the sky. You worked for this. Nobody's doing you a favor when they give it to you. You deserved it. It can be connected to ascension and the spiritual gifts and growth that we also talked about as well. And potentially a party of three, maybe involving an earth sign specifically, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And I think I stopped and said something about Taurus in the general. Now that I say that, just watch the general. Just watch the general. And if you don't want to hear me talking and explaining, you know, what went on in the world and all that kind of stuff first, then fast forward. I put the timestamp there. All right, coming to the 10 of Earth, a very happy family life. Some financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. So this is really about appreciating, you know, the blessings that life has to offer and that we've seen, we can expect this week to be coming toward us in answer to our prayers. You know, everything's just going to be awesome. It just feels like an awesome week already. 10 of Earth can be about a lump sum, some sort of inheritance, a settlement, maybe lottery winnings. I pointed out to my Facebook friends and, you know, followers on my fan page on Facebook too, that the Mega Million and Powerball respectively were 422 and 110 million, or 811. That 811 that I've, you know, been seeing for the past month or two, and encouraging you guys to prepare for. It's turned up in the Powerball and Mega Million totals. So it could be a good week to play those too. The overall energy is the Two of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and the positive resolution of a conflict. I emphasize forgiveness because remember, that's what the feminine, that's what the masculine wants from the feminine this week. Forgiveness. We almost had two there. Oh, and again, two want to come out over and over. If I start to put two down, then I just put them down. I won't put them back. But I caught myself before I had actually done it. Crowning the masculine this week, the Nine of Air. So this, I mean, goes along with the first spread. You know, he said he's in fear this week. Well, this is an indication of that. He wasn't lying. Expecting the worst. Self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. The Nine of Air is about anxiety and, you know, nervousness and stress, and just really needs to be released. It tends to be in one's mind. Masculine surrounded by the Queen of Fire is confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Queen of Fire is a representation of the divine feminine in the tarot. Maybe the masculine getting into his feminine side, as we talked about in the opening message, and a couple other places. Of course, also full moons or moons in general attached, or moons represent feminine energy. And then for me, it goes further than that. Feminine energy of surrender. It's a time to let go. You know, whenever the moon is in an important phase. The Queen of Fire, also a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, maybe a Scorpio. In the masculine subconscious, the Six of Fire. So despite being scared, you know, he's still coming out on top here. Victory, good news, it's on its way. Public recognition or awards too. Crowning the feminine, it is renewal or judgment in the traditional tarot. Major Arcana card 20 or 11. Review and evaluate, a favorable assessment of the facts. It's time to move in a new direction. Judgment for me represents the sign of Pluto. I mean, the planet Pluto in the sign of Scorpio, which it rules. All about death and rebirth. That's why. Right, starting fresh. Also, this card, as it relates to abundance, just like the Three of Earth, only, you know, far stronger as not only Major Arcana, but Major Arcana card 20. It's like way up there. This is abundance earned. So that includes love and, you know, the money that you need in order to have a healthy relationship and foster it and provide and all that kind of stuff. Just abundance, period, that you deserve. Also connected to ascension again. Surrounding the feminine, it's a 6 of earth, gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, and receiving a loan or paying off debts. This is Venus. Here's Libra, the scales of balance or justice, which she rules. Here's the energy of Taurus, all this earth and all this scattered air in the back that looks crazy. Gemini for me. And the 6 of earth, all about unconditional love. You know, just being able to both give and receive without agenda and in a trusting manner, you know, without worry as to why is, you know, this person giving to me? Why am I taking? You know, just no concern for that. Just unconditional love. Feminine subconscious, pessimism, doubt, boredom. She's over something. She's unimpressed, or she's not expecting anything wonderful to come to her. So she's just like, oh. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. If you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. Don't miss the opportunity. Crowning. The 2 of earth, too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. We have a 2 here and a 2 here. 2 is about partnership, about the need for balance, crossing the 6 of earth. Also, the 2 of earth, specifically, deja vu from hell for me. It's coming around and around and around to the same place all the, you know, over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day, that old movie with Bill Murray. And just like it just kept being the same day over and over. And like, why do we keep ending up at this way? That the 2 of earth makes me feel. Also like the Rihanna song, Take a Bow, you know, where she's like, looking in the video, she's like flipping through channels and she's like this looks like a rerun. Ugh, what else is on? Like, you know, it's the same crap over and over. At the root. So there may be a need to go within to figure out why you're dealing with the same crap over and over, and how can we start anew instead. The 9, major arcana card 9, the Hermit, spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. This is a card of enlightenment, right? Coming into some sort of enlightenment, helping others to become enlightened, learning more about yourself. Like you're both the teacher and student, and the subject is you. The Hermit is a Virgo, ruled by Mercury, which again is in retrograde this week. And speaking of Mercury, at the heart of the matter, it's the Knight of Air, intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. When the Knight of Air shows up, there's usually a decision that has to be made. Somebody may be awaiting a decision. Somebody could be awaiting an actual court decision, or, you know, needing, you know, especially with the scales of justice sitting here underneath judgment, waiting for a court decision. It doesn't have to be a legality, though. You might need to make a decision, or you could be, again, on the receiving end. The Knight of Air is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. These I want to clarify further with the Doreen Virtue romance angels, beginning with attraction, all about the law of attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So you're in the moment, you're in the present, you're putting out positive energy. That's what you're going to get back, is basically what that card means. Also, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Attraction and trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Trust and honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So honeymoon could be connected to our full moon in Aquarius, and maybe the honeymoon phase of a relationship. I mentioned that before too. It is does represent movement, whether it's literal movement or metaphorical movement. And you can see the waters are far calmer and stiller than before. This is about, you know, peace being restored. Trust and make the effort. Connected to that work. This is we saw work, we have judgment, which is about putting in the work and being rewarded, and the 3 of earth that showed up here before too. All connected to this make the effort, I feel. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Trust, and on this note I will cut. We're back to honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. The holiday could be the 15th of Av, which is Friday the 27th. That's a great time to, you know, go on a date or whatever. And also the dice had said weekend away and sex. So maybe, you know, some of us get to do that too. Maybe it's an actual honeymoon. You get to run off and get married over the weekend or something, which would be pretty awesome. And separation, time apart from your partner could be on the horizon. Where this is the case, I feel it's going to be extremely temporary, just like that short-term heartbreak card that showed up would sort of indicate. And it's so that, you know, some things could be worked out, like as an individual. There's some business that has to be tended to or handled that is a block, and then you can get right back on you know, yourselves, on one another, on your union. Overall energy is codependency, and for some that separation is not from your partner but from someone else, you know, or something else that again is a block and is restricting you. The manipulator, the karmic energy, that's what this codependency represents. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Those addictions can be any person, place, or thing upon which you are codependent, or that is codependent upon you. That's the stuff or people from which we want to break away this week under the Aquarian energy, which is about breaking away and freedom. Atop the 9 of air and the energy of worry, let your friends help you. So this is about getting support. And remember the guardian, that's your friend, right? Your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, you know, whatever you want to call them. Ask for and accept support from others. If you have friends in the 3D that you can call upon too, yeah, sure. Do that as well. Atop the Queen of Fire, playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Youthful, like young male. And as it relates to fire, maybe like Sagittarian energy. Cupid, playful, right? You get the idea. Atop the 6 of fire in this victory, in what you're thinking about and planning, masculine, yes, go for it. Express your love. You will be successful. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Atop judgment, feminine, very soon, clearly decide. Didn't I say judgment was about waiting for a decision or making a decision? Well, here it is. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Atop the 6 of earth, passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Shouldn't be difficult when you're surrounded by and exchanging unconditional love. Atop the 4 of water, this whack card, separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So this is if you miss an opportunity. You see how it's connected, and it's also in this placement. This is your subconscious. This is like in your mind. This is, you know, has the potential to be a manifestation in your life, but doesn't at all need to be or have to be. Crowning atop the 2 of earth and the too much going on at once, a need for balance. So for some of us, it is about imbalance, just period. And it doesn't involve another party. It's about us our need to come into balance. The unrequited love card has represented balance at times for me since I started reading. So some of you are familiar with me saying that. And the Two of Earth can be about the need to come into balance and to balance our lives too, like having time for work and play, right? Because all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, Jill a dull girl, like all that kind of stuff. For family and friends, for, you get the idea. But for others, this could be juggling, two relationships, let's say, for example, and one needs to go. At the root, atop the Hermit, and our need to go within and figure out what the fuck we want and what we're doing, reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And it can be because of Venus in Virgo. That's where she is right now. At the heart of the matter, atop the Knight of Air, speaking of Venus, retreat. You guys may need to go off together and spend some time together and get back on the same page. It's time to disconnect from the world. As I looked at this long distance card just now to pick these up, I felt that this could be involved also with the weekend away. Like some of you going across water, which doesn't necessarily mean long distance. And with the honeymoon card showing up twice too, that also is about like traveling by boat across water. So I definitely feel that for some. But like for me, for example, I could travel across water right now and go to Jersey. It's only a few minutes away. You know what I mean? So I don't feel that it's necessarily a long trip. I just feel it's across water. Advice for the masculine from the Love Oracle, the Universal Love Oracle, meditation. So this is going to be in part having to do with the Hermit and the going within, in healing your anxiety, right? You need to take a chill pill, do some meditation there. And also with retreat, whether you go with your partner or by yourself, spending time with Mother Nature in a way that sort of brings back your zen, your chi, helps you get back into balance, right? Spending time in the earth or with Mother Earth to get back into balance. For the feminine, celebration, because this is, again, a week of very happy times, like the #1 holiday or, feast day, celebration day in the Hebrew calendar. And it is, connected to an energy that is holy, and sacred. Like a Pentecostal dove. I basically saw a dove the other day. I mean, I live in New York, so they're pigeons to me. But I walked out of my building the other day and there was a white pigeon, or a dove, essentially. And then I stepped out and started to come around, and there's like a short fence, that encompasses like encloses like a grassy knoll, and perched on this black, like aluminum fence there, were 2 jet black pigeons. So usually they're gray, they're black and gray, or black, gray, and white. I saw a white one, and then I saw 2 black ones. I meant to look up and see what that meant, and see if I was able to. So if any of you guys know about birds or whatever, and you know what that have meant, you can hit me up, leave it in the comments. I would appreciate it, but I'll try to remember to look it up too, because it might be a message for all of us. Anyway, beauty queen. So confidence, and we saw this already with the Queen of Fire. This might be the push he needs in order to express his love. Confidence being given to the masculine this week. So he's beauty queen. He's attractive. He's feeling himself, and he can definitely handle expressing his love. That's why he's going to be victorious if he does it. For the feminine, communication, connected to the energy of Aquarius, right? Definitely Aquarius, and Uranus, which rules Aquarius, all about technology. They rule technology. And as an air sign, Aquarius energy is already tied to communication. Feminine, we could be giving, we could be receiving, whatever, right? We have the ability to do both, and, you know, and should be open at all times to doing both. From the angels to the masculine. The sun with Archangel Uriel. Happy times, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. You have confidence in yourself. The sun represents the sign of Sagittarius too in the tarot. But guess what? Earth's star, the sun, rules Leo, which the sun enters this week. So the sun will be in its own sign this week. It'll be at home in Leo. So that's pretty awesome too. Feminine, for us, the Queen of Earth, who's thoughtful, creative, warm and sensible, and more Venus, just in another aspect. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. This can be an actual person as a court card that's impactful upon your life this week, or somebody, you know, maybe a direct earth sign, or somebody taking on these traits or attributes of an earth sign. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And from the romance angels to the masculine, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So you know you need to drop one, you know, for those to whom that applies. You know you need to reconcile with one. And feminine for us, flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Again, no baggage, no hangups this week. Freedom, let your hair down, flow. That's what the universe says, and so shall it be. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the weekly love reading. I will be back with one for the moon. If you would like a private reading for yourself, please contact me any way you choose. My social media or an email, queenofswordsthelightworker@gmail.com, or on my website, Queenofswordsthelightworker.com. Namaste, angels. Oh, if you like the video, please actually like the video, share, and also subscribe. YouTube, it keeps encouraging me. I keep getting these creator emails, and they've made a lot of changes, so I guess that's why. I've hovered, I explained it on the general reading, I've hovered at about 5,000, you know, give or take a few, for a while now. So yeah, I won't go into detail again, but I did on the general reading for those of you who are interested at the end of it, just like this. And so, you know, they'd like me, I don't have to, of course, but they'd like me to, you know, aim for 10 now. And I still don't, I'm happy to grow to 10. I'm happy to see the channel grow, but I'd like it to grow, you know, with an appropriate vibration. So I've never just liked to put myself out there like, you know, come one, come all, any and all kind of, you know, energy, just join me and infect me. And you know, I like to maintain the integrity of the channel. And those of you who are here with me, you know, we have a nice energy together, and typically nice banter and stuff. And many of us are friendly and have come to be actual friends, you know, through my channel. And I very much appreciate that and want that to continue. I want good vibes, high vibes, positive vibes, you know, light vibes, love and light only. So if you would be so kind as to share with like-minded people and help me to grow in that way, I would appreciate that too. Namaste, angels. Be back soon. Bye.